Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to put this gasifier away, but before I do, I would like to start this little Briggs & Stratton with this gasifier just one more time. I've done this a couple of times, but it's sucking air someplace I can't find and the engine goes all AWOL. I think it's sucking it through this pump, so what I'm going to try to do is wrap a plastic bag around this pump and sort of tape it off, try to seal it up the best I can. Once I've done that, I'll start the engine and we'll see how it runs. That feels pretty promising, and I can still flip the switch. Nice. Okay, it's really hard to get decent lighting in here, but I think that's going to work. Let's get this thing fired up. I'll come on over here and hook up my power to my fan and my vacuum. Vacuum's on. I'm just gonna light these pellets. Good hot. Let that do its thing. Alright, these take a minute to prime up. There is smoke coming out, but we want this to be a little thicker, so I'm gonna wait a sec. Alright, that's pretty good right there. Let's get you someplace and I'll shut that blower off. We'll fire it up. That right there. This guy. All right. Go. Okay, that's a little better. A bit more air. Good Lord. That's kind of good. I mean, it runs. Now obviously this is not a stable unit. I didn't build this to be a permanent fixture. I just put it together because I had this little Briggs & Stratton laying around that I wanted to play with. Obviously you want your engine bolted to something so you're not destroying the engine mount or getting your hands in any of this. It should have a cooling shroud on it so the engine cools down. I didn't plan on running this a long period of time. You want a bigger expansion chamber too. Honestly, if you build something like this, you should blueprint it, or just buy one that already works. This was a fun little project. Letting my imagination go for a little bit made me feel like I was 20 years old again, and that was nice. Honestly, if I got paid to do it, I would play with these things all day, but that's not really the kind of thing anybody gets paid for. But it's time now to tear the thing apart and scrap it out. It's sad to do it, but the unit's too small. It's not going to run anything for very long. I'll probably build a nicer one in the future, something purpose-built, something I can use, but this one's just not it. It's too unstable, it's too small. After those pellets burn down a little bit, it'll most likely run too hot and just stall out. But one last look at it before I tear it apart. These exhaust pieces that I had laying around, this F-150 muffler, this top radiator hose from a Dodge Caravan, this radiator out of a Ram 1500, and this cooling fan from a Ford Focus. The mattress inflator I bought for $20, These pieces of lines I use for flushing heater cores, and of course, my little Briggs & Stratton engine that had a gear reduction built onto it, so I really didn't want to throw it away, but I had no use for it. There are so many better ways to build one of these. There's information all over the internet. You can even get blueprints for one big enough to run a generator from FEMA's website, or like I said, you can just buy one. But being able to build one is a lot of fun, and I hope you guys get a chance to do it. It gives you a sense of security. Like if the world were falling apart, you would still be able to build something that would run a gas engine if you needed it. And that's a good feeling to have.